Is this your favorite room, nook in your home, and why?
It probably is because you know, everybody likes eating, so the dining room is also a nice room. And I have a place upstairs where I have the computer, which I do a lot of emails on, and writing. If I'm doing the Citizen Ask the Experts column, that's where I do it.
Yes.
Which is a favorite place. And then if my wife is around and she sees me doing it, so she'll bring me something to eat, so that makes it even more pleasurable.
Right.
But here, for example, if I have to contemplate on giving some sort of a presentation anywhere, this is where all the action is. I have all sorts of books. A lot of them are, you know, the classic Jewish texts, and I have on the other side I have all sorts of psychological books. So the ambiance is great, and then I have a nice comfortable chair that sometimes I will grab an extra wink as I am contemplating.
So you in fact have a lazy boy behind your desk here, which tilts all the way back.
I think you should call it a lazy man.
Okay. All right, you've lived here roughly 40 years. Can you tell me a favorite memory that you have in the home?
Well, one of the things that I like is the fact that we've done some weddings here from members of the congregation in the backyard.
Yes.
So that's a favorite memory, where one of the kids who just recently came of age, and we call it a bar mitzvah, his circumcision party was here. So we've had lots of interesting things, but I think probably the most favorite memory was when the entire family came here to celebrate my 60th birthday.
Right.
So that was a biggie. That was a really nice one.
Can you tell me the best and worst thing about being a rabbi?
The best thing is weddings. The worst thing is funerals.
Yeah, I would imagine.
So, and in the larger sense, the best thing is seeing people being fulfilled and happy for good reasons. Not when they're drunk, because then they're happy too, but that's not but mainly, you know, people going through agony, whether it's suffering, illness, or loss.
Right.
So those are the downers. People that you've been with for so many years, and they pass away. That hurts.
Makes it even harder when you've known them for so long.
Absolutely.
What is your idea of happiness?
Interesting question. Sounds like something that should be for the religion experts.
It's another column.
Right. I would say that it would have to have a number of ingredients in it. Number one, that it would have to be a reason to be happy rather than a cause to be happy. Because you say, I can cause myself to be happy very easily by taking ecstasy. I'll be very happy, right? So it would have to be a reason. It would have to be a worthwhile reason. And it would have to be something that is, rather than being fleeting, it would have to be something which is long-lasting, right? So in other words, I would rather define happiness as a state of being, which is really a state of contentedness, happiness about being in the world, seeing that there's enough things in the world that there are to achieve, and that you're happy that you're part of that, rather than this instantaneous, oh, I'm happy because the Blue Jays won the World Series.
Right. What is your idea of misery?
Misery is, to me, the misery is when people are down when they really shouldn't be. To me, being miserable, ungrateful, unappreciative, I mean, there are certain legitimate reasons to be sad, right? But miserable, that's not really sad. That's taking sadness and distorting it.
So you think it would be a waste then, when people are...
Absolutely,
yeah.
Right.
Okay. Who are your heroes?
Well, my hero number one, of course, would be my dad.
Yes?
Yeah, and my mom. They both went through interesting life where they didn't have a lot of the luxuries that we did. My father lived in Germany. My grandfather saw the storms of war coming.
Right.
Yanked them out, sent them on a train to England. He never had the benefit of a real, shall we say, a solid upbringing.
Mm-hmm.
Same was true with my mother, but she came from the Polish side.
Yes.
They met in England. They got married. From there, they came over to the United States, and the ability that they had to acclimatize to this new reality and to achieve what they did is totally remarkable. So they gave to their children a stability that they never had,
Right.
which is felt quite amazing.
And had your grandfather probably not have taken them out of there in the late 30s, you might not be sitting here.
That is true, because my grandfather was one of the victims.
In the Holocaust?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Very hard for you. And so your dad never saw him again after that?
No, he never saw him again, and I never met my grandparents.
Right. Your favorite qualities in a man?
My favorite qualities in a man, by quality I would say is firstly I would say number one, to be kind, and the other one is to take responsibility.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And when you take the responsibility if you undertake something, to actually do it.
Favorite qualities in a woman?
Probably the same.
The same. Yeah, okay, egalitarian. And Rabbi Bulka, how would you like to be remembered?
Nicely.
Fondly.
Fondly. I don't. You see, it's an interesting thing. If you ask me, like for my kids, I would love to think, for my wife and my kids, that that they feel happy that this is who their father or their husband was, right? For other people, I guess similarly, that I know it's a trite thing to say that you made a difference, right? But no. Al Capone made a difference too, so that...
Yes, in a different way.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
To say, I guess one of the things that, if you in the rabbinical world, you look, for example, at all these books around here, right?
Yes.
And these are written by great sages over the course of the ages.
Yes.
I would love that the books that I've written dot people's libraries if there's still going to be books around.
Yes. Oh, I hope there will. Right. There will be.
Right. Right.
That is great. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
All right. And thank you for allowing me into your private space.
Oh, it's still private, though.
Yeah. Okay. Not for long.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks very much.
Okay. Thanks.